Awesome. Okay. Clara, what system are you using? Are you on a Mac or on a Windows computer?
Windows.
Okay, good. It doesn't matter. My mentor taught me on Windows, so this way of organizing you can do it any other way. I mean anyway. So all right, let me share my screen real quick. Give me a second. All right. Ooh, look at that. Okay. We good? Can you guys see this nonsense
Yes.
here? I was telling Aaron before you came on, this is one of my earlier shoots from this year, and it was a nightmare. You can see like all these different hues, all these different colors. That's because the house was painted blue and then orange and then bright white. And so I think it's a good representation. But let's start from the beginning. So
Okay.
I always back up and double back up. So make sure that you have an external hard drive. And make sure that you get anywhere above 2 terabytes. So write that down. 2 terabytes or 5 terabytes. 5 terabytes will be double the price, but it's worth it. And get yourself an external hard drive because if you start saving everything onto your computer hard drive, you can run out of room really fast because of how much information each one of these files takes up. So, you guys shoot in RAW, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Um, I'm gonna talk to you guys like if you guys are kind of advanced, but if I'm saying anything that doesn't quite compute or doesn't make sense, go ahead and stop me. All right. So this is basically how I organize. I have one folder, and I always put the date. Brad's the agent, and Hunter's is the name of the street. And so you do that, the very first thing. And then the next thing I do before I start anything else is I create these 4 folders. The raw folder first, and however you want to do it, but Lightroom starts confusing things if you name folders the same, and then you'll start, Lightroom, you don't want to confuse Lightroom because Lightroom will definitely hide shit on you. Sorry. And so raw folder, or sorry, raw, and then you want to have a Lightroom folder. If you're using Photomatics, have a Photomatics folder. If not, that's fine. And then you want to have a final. Okay, more fun to come. So before I even dump, if I can remember and I'm not too busy, before I dump my files um, into the raw folder, I do the best that I can to divide the two between the exterior shots that I took and the interior shots that I took. So I divide that up because this will make your life way easier whenever you pull these into Lightroom. You're going to be able to blend all of those interior shots. I also do it this way because since I use Photomatics, so I blend in Lightroom, then I go to Photomatics just like Eli teaches us, and then I dump it back in. Um, so this really helps to keep everything organized. And then let's see. Yeah, my Lightroom folder is also organized as Lightroom exterior, Lightroom interior, and I just use EXT and INT. And then my final, this is what I do. So you notice here I've got 2 folders, one that says print and the other one that says screen. That's telling me, the screen is telling me that this is sized for the MLS. Now, my MLS here in Northeast Florida allows for a 4.89 megabyte file. That allows these real estate agents that don't know anything about photography to take our images with a lot of information and just pop them into their MLS. Print is, there are times when they want to do actual print marketing. It's rare, but if they're doing an open house, they're going to want print marketing. If they're, for the most part, if it's a higher price point, you know, like 3,000 square foot and above, they will do print marketing. So you want that to be a larger file, and you want that to be, and you want that to be separate, because you're going to send it to them separately. So the print file has to be about 76.4 megabytes. And then we'll get into that, what that means. Okay, so am I going too fast, or are we clear? You guys with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and we're recording, so you can always go back. All right, cool. So now I've got, now I've got my Lightroom pulled up, and I've done what I wanted to do. It's kind of magenta-y, but whatever. It was getting towards sunset. This is crazy green. I've done the best I can with this one. This one's not one of those high-end type photos. Oh, it looks like this was this is final everything. So what I would do is I'm going to show you what I would do if I went to save these as screen, as a final screen. So here we go. I've picked up most of the interiors. So I go to File in Lightroom.
Yeah.
File, Export. Okay, this is muy importante. This is a job that I'm working on for a portrait client. So you want to make sure that you choose the proper file. And because you've already done it, you can just go right to it. Oops, no, that's not it. We were in Brad Hunter's, Final Hunters. So I would choose to put screen. Okay? Because you've already set this up. And if you haven't, then you can always do that too. But that's why I set it up in the beginning. And you guys, I am ADD and also dyslexic. So for me to be able to do this ahead of time is like a triumph. But don't worry if you haven't done it beforehand. Like, you can always do this in Lightroom. It can do that. So then I go down to file naming, and I change the name to whatever the name is. So that would be Hunters, or actually I would probably go, that was interior. So INT, then underscore Hunters, and then another underscore screen, to let me know that that's going to be the smaller file. Then I go down, you skip video, you don't need that. Then I go down to file settings, make sure it's in JPEG, make sure the quality is 100. This is kind of, for screen, I guess it really doesn't matter, the Adobe RGB, but that's what I shoot in. So I know my camera is set to this, and so Lightroom's set to that. Then I go here, image sizing, and I go to, do I go to dimensions? Hang on, give me a second. No, I change this to pixels, and I want my width for the screen to be 1600 pixels by 1068 pixels. And I'm going to change the resolution to 72 Sometimes I push it up to 120. So if you want to do that, that's fine. But 72 is the perfect resolution for looking at something on your phone or on one of those smart pads. And because that's what most home buyers are doing, is looking through their phone, that's really the highest you need. Again, I sometimes push this up to 120 just because I want to. It's going to give, really good detail. So width by height, 1600 by 1068 pixels, resolution 72 or 120 pixels per inch. Sharpen for screen, all the metadata. Make sure you don't have your watermark on there, and you don't really have to do anything else. Okay? And then you press export and it'll start to export in. And then once that's going, then let's say you want to switch it up, or you want to send them, or this real estate agent wants the print marketing too. So we'll do that. Here you will change it, go back to final, go to print. So choose that. And then change the name here. So you've got, change that to print. And then, yeah, it's interior hunters print. And then this is the biggest change here. So width and height. So the width will be 6324. I have to have this on a sticky pad on my computer. By 4221. And then the resolution, I don't normally give higher than 240. That's going to be plenty. You can do 300. 300 will yield, oh my gosh, a 48 by 24 canvas print. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really need to go up to 300. 240 is perfect. And remember the sizes that I gave you. So the size for print marketing is around a 76 megabyte file, versus the size for MLS is around a 4 or 5 megabit file. So this is going to ensure that these files are going to be below that, and or up to that size, but below, so that it's not taking up too much room. Okay, so that's that with that. And then I do the same thing. Obviously, I'll do the same thing for my exterior shots and save it that way. So once I've got once I have this, now I have this, right? So now I have final hunters. I know that this is final. This is everything that my real estate agent is going to want and need. And side note, if they don't want print, don't do it. Don't give them, you don't have to give them more. Like, I overserve my clients, absolutely. But I find that when I'm sending them the print and they don't need it, they're like, I don't know what to do. Or they might actually try to upload the print file to their MLS, and then they call, it's like, I can't do it. The file's not working. Well, the file's not working because it's too big. So unless they want it, or and I mean, it's not even an extra charge, but if you want an extra charge for it, that's fine too. But unless they want it, don't do it. It's not, you don't have to. Okay, so now I go over to WeTransfer, because I love it. WeTransfer allows you to send files for free. You don't have to pay. Do not pay for the subscription. I made that mistake. They take out $12 a month, and at the end of the year I was like, what? So you just press upload file, or you can upload files will be each individual file, which takes a little bit longer, or you can select folder. So I select folder, go back to my external hard drive. Dun, dun, dun. Hang on, guys. Real estate, we were at Brad Henry, final, and then I just press upload. And Then it's going to ask for an email. I'm just going to put in mine. Yay! Maybe I'll put a message, maybe not, and I start to transfer. It's always going to ask you for a verification code. And pulling that up real quick. How are you guys doing? Are you getting this?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly where I was stuck at, is trying to import them out of Lightroom and then trying to figure out which way to send them to an agent. So WeTransfer, is that easy for them to open the link and
Yes.
deal with when send it to them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just put my verification code. They always send WeTransfer always asks always sends you a verification code. And because we have, let's see, 12.8. Okay, so this something like that is going to take about right here. It's going to take about 30 minutes. Because it's a lot of files. They're getting the screen and they're getting the print. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this so that you can see how quickly it is to send the smaller files. So, okay, well, I don't want to do that. I want to... Oh, let's go back to WeTransfer. WeTransfer is a cloud-based service. It's free, and that's why I love it so much. So I'm going to select a folder, and I'm just going to select that and email it to myself for this purpose so that you guys can see how quickly it is. Oops. Bolette at gmail.com. And it's going to ask me for another verification code. 086246. Oops. 086246. Yep, verify. There we go. So that doesn't take as long. And then normally what I do, like, to keep my clients happy, is I'll take a picture of it while it's transferring and just let them know. Because WeTransfer, since it's cloud-based and it's free, they give you a limited time to download. And inevitably, I've got 2 or 3 real estate agents that didn't see that and waited too long, which is weird because, we normally they normally want us to send this stuff within 24 and 48 hours because they are in such a hurry to put it on the MLS. But WeTransfer will allow you 7 days before it just disappears. So they'll delete whatever files you send within 7 days. So just remind them of that. And otherwise it's awesome. It's awesome. And then on their end, they just take those files and download them and that's it. Do you guys have any other questions?
No, not that I can think of right off the bat. I'll just have to get in there and do it a few times and yeah.
Yeah, it's the trick to being a professional photographer, and the difference between being a professional photographer and a novice is definitely getting your organization. Like, absolutely, you want to organize the best way you can. Like for me, dates will keep me very organized. And the name of the client will do that as well. But this organization up front will save you from a lot of headaches, especially when blending. Because when you're blending exterior versus interior, it's a different type of blending in Photomatics. And yeah, that's what sometimes I feel like I'm babbling. Do you, I know.
What do you use in terms of payment? How do you, what's your process there? What do you use?
Right now, so I have to change over to a CRM system that is going to start automatically, sending stuff. But right now, I send them an invoice that I create myself. So I'm getting too busy for that. But you can create an invoice through any one of your documents, and then I send them either an invoice through Squared Up, which is the credit card, what takes credit card. That will this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, we don't need more than 10 minutes. That's cool. Um, that will Squared Up. If you're going to go into business, it's essential that you are able to take credit cards. So I would definitely do that, but just know that Squared Up will take 3% of your sale. But it's a good
So I
idea to
just
do
found,
that. Hmm?
okay, yeah, I found a bank. I found a bank that's built for freelancers, and they have a service through your accounts. You can send an invoice and then get paid directly into your bank account. I haven't tried it yet, but that's how I'm
Okay.
planning on doing mine.
What bank
Okay.
is that?
It's called Found. Like I found something. Found, yeah.
Why is this?
I'll write that down.
I cannot get out of. The other thing I urge you to do is this is just going to keep recording because I can't get back to for whatever reason, I cannot get back to my Zoom without, it's asking me to sign in. It's so weird. Whatever. So, um, oh yeah, I'm going to stop share. So I'm stopping to share. So, the other thing is I urge you to get your LLC. It's easy peasy. It doesn't take that long. And you've got your tax ID number. That's really important to have, especially if you're going to start taking credit cards. Um, that tax ID. So I use Square for my credit cards, and then I use Venmo or whatever other Cash App they've got. I know Zello has a Cash App. I had one person want to pay me through PayPal. I'm like, okay, don't not take something like I make it a general rule that if somebody doesn't have what Cash App I have, I just sign up for it because it's free, and you want to make it easy for them to give you money. Right?
Yes.
So always make it easy for them to give you money. And I for real estate photography, since I'm charging 159 for anything under 2,000 square feet. And I can send you my price guide if you want to see that too. I can always send that to you guys later. But it's $159, and that's where it starts. And this is all about volume. I offer to take credit card the absolutely last because I don't want to get my margins cut in by 3% with a credit card. But I do with my portrait clients because those are in the thousands. Like that, I'm getting, people are like, yes, I'm going to put this on my credit card. But that's a different business model. So yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
I can't think of anything right off. I just
Okay.
need to get organized.
Cool. Yes, that's very important. But also, you know what? Paralysis by analysis, right? Just get out there and shoot. Like, just get out there and do it and shoot. Don't shoot for free. I know that he likes to teach to offer for free. I guess when you're first getting started, that's okay too. Ask your neighbors. Shoot your house. Ask your neighbors. Go to home builders, like model homes. Just say, hey, I'm just, I'm kind of practicing and I want to try out this new technique. They have no idea. And, and just,
I've done
and
two of
see.
those.
Yeah,
I did two of them, and I told them I would tag them on Instagram, and so I didn't have a problem with that.
that's perfect. And then maybe offer them headshots too. Just be like, hey, do you guys need some headshots? And, if you're going to offer something for free and and you're practicing, like practice on your family and your friends because they're not our target client. But, our target client you want to charge because otherwise you're going to be known as a freeple, cheaple, photographer and that's my 2 cents. So, Or have you guys have you started charging? Have you gone out there, Clara, or you just started?
No, I'm just getting started. Actually, before I got on, lost track of time. That's the reason why I got on late. But I had actually sent probably about 3 DMs, three.
Okay, no.
I did do that, and then I did an email because one of the people had suggested, like, gave us like 5 different suggestions. I can't
Hmm.
remember who that was in the group, and
Yeah.
I did that, which was the email, and I did that one night working on it. Well, the very next day, I got well, I did 30. I did 30, and I only got one person back.
Okay.
And the that person wanted to know, did I do video tours? And I'm thinking, wow, I'm trying to get into the photography part of it, not the video yet. So what I said to that person, not now, but I'll be, within a couple of months and stuff. And then I started researching that, and I ran across a couple of things. I was like, wow, it's not that difficult. You just
No.
put the stand up with the 360 contraption. Now say that until I get the right name for it. But
Yeah.
and just get out of the way and let it do its thing.
So here's the psychology behind when they 99.99% of the time when they ask me if I can do something, because I used to hold myself back because I didn't know drone and I still don't. But 99.99% of the time when they're asking if you can do something, they don't really want it for that particular job. They just want to know.
Right.
So just so my answer now is yes, because there's always somebody that you can always just call somebody and bring them in.
Right.
Or for
Right.
video you can just be like, "Hey, I need to do this," like, or yes. So my answer is yes. Like I did that for, oh my gosh, I did that for staging once. And then I quickly was like, she was like, "How much you charge?" So I quickly like went online to see how much virtual staging was going to cost me. I think it's like what, $10 or $12 per file. And so then I upped that to $25 per file and just told her, and she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Do you need it for this one?" She was like, "No, I just wanted to know." It's like,
Yeah, I realized I made a mistake afterwards because we used to have a small produce stand. We had it for probably about 25
"Aw."
years. And when people would say, "Do you have green beans?" I was like, "No, I'm sorry, we don't have any green beans." And my son, who was a teenager at the time, would say, "Mom, don't ever let anybody walk away from the stand empty-handed. They don't have produce. If you don't have green beans, say, no, right now, not right now, but we have."
Yeah, you always say
So
yes. You always say yes because people want to hear that. And
yeah.
and
So after the fact, when it was all over and done with, I was like, God, didn't even I forgot that produce lesson
ah,
I learned from my son.
it's
So I was
okay.
like, yeah.
It's okay. It's not lying.
Never.
It's not lying. You can provide these services. It's just a matter of you're probably going to have to outsource, and you don't, and so that's not lying. You can provide these services because you're a professional photographer. So because of that, you know where to go. You're already 3, 4 steps ahead of the game than most people because you know where to go to find those services.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and they can't do it. So yes, the answer is just yes.
yeah. And
Yes,
I
you need it
did.
for this job. Yes, and then, then you're like, "Okay, well, whatever." Do you do headshots? Yes. And if you don't, get out there and hustle. Like go out and get a 50 millimeter, the nifty 50 millimeter lens if you have one. If you don't, it should be under $200 for whatever camera you use. It's the best lens ever. And then just start again. Family and friends. Family and friends are your models.
Yes, he's got a course for headshots that you can add on.
Yes, he
He's got,
does.
And the
Yes, he does.
headshots is not going to bother me because I've assisted my son with portrait photography, so I've gotten comfortable with that. Now it might not be the Rembrandt or that type things,
Who
but
cares?
I can do that. But it's just right now is the interior shots and just getting them, because I'm seeing that's how I found yours. I see some beautiful shots, and mine, just not turning out. It seemed like there seem to be more darker, even if I have all the lights on. And I did blend. I did do the HDR blending in Lightroom, and it still wasn't to my liking. And these were practice shots, and
We're
so
about to lose. I'm sorry. We're about to lose Yeah, we have less than a minute here.
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
want to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
I suggest Photomatics. Invest in Photomatics. That's really going to help with
Okay.
that. Yeah. Otherwise, if you have other questions, just let me know. Reach out to me. I do have to get off because I have to keep moving. But it was wonderful to meet you guys, and I'm glad I was able to help out.
Oh,
Yes,
thank
thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you
I
so much.
Okay.
really,
Taking
really
time.
appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay. Bye. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.